Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We are carrying on with the LS swap into the 240 right here. And on the last episode, we sent off the Monster twin disc clutch to have it rebalanced and have a bunch of missing parts added to it and supplied to us. So that has shown back up on FedEx today, so it is time to grab that box and open it up and see what they sent me. Let's check it out. Okay, let's open this up and see what's in the box. Couple stickers. So this is pretty cool. So this is sort of an instruction sheet. Really pretty nice piece, actually. Well designed. I'll read over that later. Alright, so here's my custom flywheel to crankshaft bolts. So these are the ones that I have to use to install the flywheels or the crankshaft instead of using the factory GM bolts. I think the heads of these are shorter is my guess. I'll have to compare to see, but the heads on these look very, very short. Brand new clutch. Oh, that is so heavy. Okay. Let's get this on the table and have a look. Okay, this is very cool. I'm kind of geeking out over this. I don't know why. I didn't expect this thing to look so freaking brand new and nice. But it does, and it makes me very, very happy. I feel like I've got a new clutch here, which it really sort of is since it's all reconditioned and everything. So we've got the green paint here and the green paint here. That tells you how to line up the pressure plate to the flywheel. That'll keep it in balance. And then we got some balancing numbers here, which don't mean anything to me, but they mean something to Monster, I guess. So that's good. And then these here are the parts that I was missing. So that standoff, that block there, and in fact this one's marked with three lines of paint. So that guy literally has to go in that position, and this guy is marked with 2 lines, so he goes in that position. And I'm guessing this guy, yep, this guy's marked with 1 line, so he goes in that position. So this is all really cool. Apparently balancing of these guys is so critical that you even have to get these blocks in the right position. Even though these blocks are identical, they still want you to put them in the right position, and they mark it. So that's actually some pretty good attention to detail in my opinion. So that all makes me feel really good about the money I spent on this. Balancing alone was 125 bucks. Then I had the missing hardware and so forth, and this, that, and the other. And so I ended up with a pretty decent amount of money in this service, but I got the whole clutch package for 225 bucks. So all in all, in total, with shipping down there, plus the service, plus buying it originally, I ended up with about half in this clutch what it retails for. So they retail for, I think, around $1,200. I ended up with about half that in it. So as long as it works out from here on forward and doesn't give me any problems, it's totally going to be a good deal. So I'm very happy with that and excited to get this thing installed in the old girl. Let's get that done. Okay guys, so here's the pieces that I was missing when I bought this clutch used off Facebook Marketplace. I was missing everything green you see here, all these little standoffs. They are required. I was also missing all these bolts here, and I was missing all the flywheel to crankshaft bolts here. And these are specific to this flywheel by Monster clutch, so you cannot use GM flywheel bolts. You have to use these, and if you look close, you can tell that they've actually shaved the heads down. And that's the only difference, is they've sanded the heads off. I could have done that and saved myself. It may not be the only difference, but I think it is, because everything else looks OEM. bolts. Okay, so the clutch is installed. Next step
and everything
on
else
the whole process
good
here
and
is
is
we've got to
correct.
measure between the bell housing and the clutch and get a measurement there, and then get another measurement over here and put it in here and check it for here. So basically what we got to do is pop off this bell housing right here and install it up in the engine and get that first measurement, and then I guess we get the second measurement down inside there. So let's get that bell housing off of there. Okay, so I've got the bell housing on, and now the idea is to measure the distance between the mounting surface and these forks right here. So I'm just going to use that as a straight edge. I'm going to measure down to one of those fingers. And what I'm getting there is 2 1/8. Getting Okay guys, quick update, a little bit of a fast forward here. I decided today to just get really busy and not do any filming and just do a lot of work. So I was able to do all the measurements for the bell housing and the throwout bearing, and everything seemed pretty much within spec, maybe a little tight, but it's hard to be exact. Definitely was not too loose. So put the bell housing on and finished its install, and then I had Jonathan help me install the transmission, and that went really, really smooth. And then the best news of the day is the transmission cross member. This is my existing transmission cross member that I've used with a 4L60 and then a 4L80 and then the Dodge 8HP70 8-speed transmission, and then now with the T56, which is amazing that I've been able to just continue to modify this cross member, and has worked for every single transmission with just minor mods. The most amazing thing though of all was that all I had to do to make it work with the T56 was I had to drill and slot this hole a little bit longer. So this is where the 4L80 mounted up through that hole, and then I added this stand and hole for that Dodge 8HP70 transmission, and then the T56 mounted just about a half inch farther forward. So all I had to do was slot that hole out. It took about 30 minutes, and it just plunked right in there, which is unbelievable. So super happy with that. So here's how she's sitting. My question for you guys is, how critical is the height of the output shaft versus the differential input shaft flange? Because as it's sitting right now, the output shaft is pointing quite a bit down below the differential flange, but yet the transmission is sitting at the exact height. Well, I don't know what height the transmission is sitting at relative to other transmissions I've had in here. It's actually really impossible to say. But I will say that the oil pan here of the engine is sitting extremely level. Let me show you. If I put a level across the oil pan, you can see, okay, it's not as level anymore. It was really level. It looks like I've dropped, what have I done? I've dropped the transmission down a little from where I had it. So I'll drop this level a little bit and show you where it needs to be level. Right about there, so not a whole lot, maybe 1/8 of an inch on the oil pan or so. Not that that necessarily matters or is necessarily the measurement we're going for or care about. What we care about is that we don't have any drive line vibrations, and that the flanges are lined up and looking good, and it's really hard for me to know if they are or not. So tell me what you think about drive shaft alignment of the transmission to the diff. I've never overthought it on my past transmissions, and I've never had a single vibration issue. I've just kind of lined things as best as I could, and it's always worked out. But on this one, I'm a little worried. For some reason, I think I've got up in my head about it and I'm overthinking. So I can raise this transmission. It's really easy to just put a spacer up here above the in between, basically in between the mount and this flange. I can just put spacers in there and that'll raise the transmission up, which is what it needs, if it needs anything at all. I just don't know if it needs anything at all or if it's good to go as it is. You can see how the shifter is sitting in the hole. Some of you guys have T56s in your S13s. Does this look like it's sitting about like yours? Or does yours sit way up in the hole? Let me know what you think. But anyway, I think I'm going to let you go there. This video has probably got enough clips in it to be a decent video. Transmission's in the car. I'm super